Hello, as we all know, artists find inspiration almost anywhere. One of today's self-portraits came about after a night terror, where an artist found themselves being chased by an evil version of themselves.
You'll be glad to know that I've left the evil version of myself at home today.
Well, we'll see about that. Welcome back to the show where dreams, not nightmares, come true. It's Portrait Artist of the Year.
Last week, the third artist to gain a place in the semi-final was art professor Tim Tozer, who wowed the judges with his enigmatic portrait of musician Suggs.
I'm extremely shocked and overwhelmed.
In today's heat, we're joined by 9 more artists who have their sights set on the semi-final.
I feel like he looks like a distant relative of himself at the moment, but hopefully we'll sneak up on it.
At stake is a £10,000 commission to paint actor and broadcaster Sir Lenny Henry for the National Portrait Gallery in London. But first they must impress our 3 judges. Independent curator Kathleen Soriano, award-winning artist Taishan Scherenberg, and art historian Kate Bryan.
How are you going to use colour today?
Well, I'm going to have to go all out, aren't I?
Okay, that's what I like to hear.
With only 4 places left in the semi-final, the artists must battle with their brushes to be one step closer to becoming the next Portrait Artist of the Year.
The artists travelling from across the UK to be here today are Stephen Gray, a retired actor, Karen Galea, a fine art student living in Oxford, and Anastasia Olaroo, a water sports instructor from Hertfordshire.
I was really nervous, and then I walked into this room and I felt as if I was going to burst out of myself, so I'm really working on not bouncing on the spot right now.
Joining them are Ramon Adeyemi, a professional artist living in Manchester.
As the artists prepare for the challenge ahead, the judges cast their eyes over today's submissions.
Time for the wall, and the artist drawn to this beard.
I'm drawn to the sheen of the skin. That is just extraordinary. I want to touch it.
I feel exactly the same way. It's the bridge across the nose. You're drawn to the light and the way it falls on this beautifully observed skin, and then you fall into the eyes.
Now, I hope this artist didn't spend as long in the water as she evidently did painting that.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing photorealism here because there's so many different strands to it now. And I've rarely seen it done like this, where there's barely any pigment on the surface of the canvas.
Are they going to put our sitter in a bucket of water?
I did see someone wheeling a bath in. And finally, something warm and cuddly to finish with.
I love how slight it is. It's so scrubby. You know, it's like very thin oil. And it's just like the hint of the cap. And then you go to the face and there's been worked more intensely, but without getting rid of this overall feeling of it all just being quite fleeting and gentle.
Artists, your mission today was to get here. Your sitter's mission was to reach the stars. Please welcome Britain's first astronaut, Helen Sharman.
Hello, thank you. What a great pleasure it is. Come and sit down.
Thank you.
It's never too late to congratulate you on your achievement.
Thank you.
Did you realise how epoch-making it was?
I knew it was going to be the first time somebody from Britain had been into space, so yes, I realised that was a big deal. But of course, for me, I did it because I wanted to go into space, if I'm honest.
Did you have to sit still in space?
Yes, once you've got your spacesuit on, you know, there's not a lot of jiffling you can do and you're strapped into your seat.
How long were you strapped in for?
5 hours in the same seat.
4 hours is a pushover, isn't it? Well, we look forward to hearing more about your journey and also the journey that you make in doing the portraits. Enjoy yourselves, everyone. Good luck.
Your sitter is a double Mobo award-winning saxophonist and broadcaster who has brought much musical joy to CBeebies viewers. It's Yolanda Brown.
very much.
What a gorgeous saxophone.
Thank you very much. Yes, my best friend.
Any chance we're going to hear a bit later?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
I'm not falling asleep by hour 3.
Have you thought about how you want to be portrayed today?
Yeah, hopefully as you meet me, I'm quite joyful. But I think my resting face and my artist face sometimes can be a bit more sort of stoic. So I think it would be nice to have a bit of both.
Well, artists, what a fantastic sitter. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you. All the best.
Artists, you can prepare no more. You have 4 hours to complete your portrait. Good luck to each one of you. Your time starts now.
Is that a natural place where you'd usually place your hand to sort of hold?
Yeah.
Just hold him safe?
Yeah.
Can you do without a smile? Like innocent gaze. Perfect.
While some artists start with a relaxed, instinctive approach, one of our artists has a meticulous plan of action.
Today I will be aiming to do a photorealistic style portrait. This first stage is important because this is like the foundation of my work. I basically just trace out the outline to save me time, and then all of the work goes with the painting itself.
Karen Galea is from the Philippines and moved to the UK to study fine art in Oxford. Her enormous, hyper-realist self-portrait took a dedicated 200 hours to create using oils.
Karen, I see just over your shoulder there's a phone with a clock running up very quickly.
I just wanted to see like how long have I been working in
Yes.
area, so I'm aware if I'm overdoing it.
So you will finish this painting?
Yes, I'll finish it.
I'm looking at the level of detail and I'm thinking, this is impossible.
My priorities are the eye, the nose, and the mouth.
Well, look, I'll let you carry on because you have a lot to do.
Yes.
The artists have been hard at work.
Initially, I'm quite worried about my color choice, but it's slowly coming together. We still have time. Yeah.
Our 9 artists have spent 1 hour painting today's sitters. History-making astronaut Helen Sharman and award-winning saxophonist Yolanda Brown.
Is there a place you love playing the most?
It can be anywhere and with anyone as well. You know, I can't pinpoint a favourite. I love the variety, to be fair.
A special item.
So, Yolanda, tell me about the object you brought with you.
Well, the tenor saxophone was my first instrument. At 13, I picked up the saxophone and just sort of set my relationship with music from there.
Give it a blow.
Oh, what can we do?
How wonderful.
I usually stand, but...
Oh, wonderful.
That's acoustic here, isn't it? Oh, no!
Well, Helen, tell me about this object here.
So this is a replica jacket, really, but it's got my mission patch on it particularly. So this is the Juno mission that I flew on. This to me means the physical embodiment of my space flight because, you know, the actual spacecraft, well, most of it burnt up in the atmosphere.
Were you ever frightened?
Not really. We were trained to do it, so it wasn't a big deal. But it was just something that I'd looked forward to doing, I suppose, for so long.
Can I just say, it was a big deal. It was, Helen, a big deal.
Anastasia, you were off to a flying furious start. Tell me about your process.
Chaos, but hopefully will turn into order. I just tried to get like as much as I could down, and now I'm going into the actual face and going, okay, well, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong.
But this can't all just be for the sake of, you know, getting rid of nervous energy, because you can incorporate a lot of this sketchy quality.
And that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
So I do like sketchiness.
Anastasia Olaroo lives in Hertfordshire and is a water sports instructor at a whitewater centre. Her submission in oils took 6 hours and was painted from a candid photo taken by a friend.
Yolanda, who is a brilliant, young, lively sitter, is she going to have her eyes closed?
So I'm thinking yes, because actually from our conversation, it sounds like when she plays music, when she's improvising deep in improvisation, she'll close her eyes. And I thought, oh, this could be a really lovely narrative, because while she's here, she can still be in that world of music.
Yeah.
We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go.
Ramon,
Yeah.
how are you finding your sitter? Were you happy when you saw her?
Yes, I'm happy because I'm used to this complexion.
Oh, the complexion, right, okay. Yeah. Are we going to see the saxophone appear?
No, it's not going to capture it.
No. So that's a deliberate decision.
Yeah.
Just concentrating on Yolanda.
Yeah.
Ramon Adeyemi recently moved from his home country to Manchester. His submission was his first self-portrait in over 20 years and was painted to capture himself during this transitional time in his life. Where are you from originally, Ramon?
From Nigeria.
Right. What are you looking to do when you're here?
I want to develop myself as an artist and establish myself.
So today is a big, important day for you.
Yeah, it is amazing to be taking part in the show.
Well, I won't disturb you any longer. I can't wait to see what you do.
Okay.
Astronaut Helen Sharman, saxophonist Yolanda Brown, and dancer and choreographers
discuss how they're doing with 2 hours left in the competition.
Well, judges, it's halfway time, and it seems to me things are rather taken off today. What do you think?
I think it's been a speedy day. I mean, I'm quite pleased with some of the paintings I've seen at lunchtime, but you know, that always makes me nervous, because then I think this afternoon they've got time to ruin things that I love.
Okay, good sitter?
Fabulous sitter. I mean, Helen's got a very strong presence, and she's against this extraordinary background. I mean, it is Dark Side of the Moon times 10, and it just looks beautiful.
Let's talk about Karen's then. Is it working?
Karen, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's got a plan. It seemed rather mechanical in the beginning, but there is a painterly element coming into it. But what I like particularly is that she's interpreting the colour she's seeing. So she's not just slavishly following the photograph, and as such, it's looking rather good.
And her instrument, because they are one together, aren't they?
Well, I think it's brilliant that Yolanda's bought the saxophone. What an extraordinary looking thing. She is a great sitter. She is closing her eyes every now and again, but that might end up becoming one of the narratives of one of the paintings.
What about...
I think he's on the right track.
How do you think Anastasia is making out?
I feel with Anastasia that I'm looking at a really interesting work of art starting to emerge. I love the colour palette.
Anastasia's called Yolanda, but in repose, and there's a peacefulness and a sort of meditative calm emanating from this head. I think it's beautiful.
And what about Ramon now?
With Ramon, I really loved the beginning of the day, watching him putting the outlines and the lines as to where the eyes and the nose and the body shape was going to be. And as the course of the day has gone on, I feel like the likeness is moving away. It might be that he'll go back in and do the detail and then she'll start to come back.
Well, it's halfway, and from a lot of the things that you've said, there's a lot of development to go on this afternoon. So that's going to be exciting.
I've been painted a few times. Not long after my space flight, when I returned to Earth, there was quite a number of artists who came and quickly sketched and then made portraits on their quick sketches. But yeah, this is quite a different experience. All I have to do is just sit and let my brain do what it wants. It's glorious.
This is the first time I've sat this still ever, so it's been a lovely experience. Actually, quite fascinating to see their process. Ramon has been very focused on lots of details, and I've heard him say, oh, I'm good with the complexion, so I look forward to seeing that. Then Anastasia's been speaking to me the most. She really wants to know me and the person behind. And then Neil, he gives me reassuring smiles, tells me I'm doing great. It's been an honour to watch them work.
Sprint to add more elements.
Karen, it's extraordinary to watch you work, because you take these things that I recognise, paintbrushes, and then you put it on there and it's suddenly something of Helen. And you seem to be able to do it quickly.
Yeah.
Surely you are not endeavouring to also paint the jacket.
I'm going for the jacket.
Wow, it's like you're trying to do some sort of personal best. So we're the painting Olympics.
really challenging. The time is really challenging for me. So I just want to do my best.
I have a lot left to do. You know, legs, hands, hand, head, saxophone, pretty much the whole painting.
I need to make this quick. I'm not yet done with the clothes.
That's why I get the big bucks. Thank you.
And obviously I'd like to spend a lot longer doing it, but I think for 4 hours it's... Sorry, Helen, it's the best job that I can do.
Artists, your time is up.
Put down your paintbrushes and step away from your easels.
The waiting is finally over, and our sitters now face the tricky decision of choosing which portrait to take home.
Artists, will you turn round your easels, please?
Oh my goodness me. That's just amazing.
Let's go and talk to them.
I just love the way you've got my eyes, you know. I think it's amazingly lifelike. It really feels like it's I'm looking at myself. Well done. Brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Please, turn your easels.
Wow. How did you do this in 4 hours? Really, really beautiful. Thank you.
Should we have a closer look?
Let's do it.
Right. Ramon.
I can see myself there.
Yeah.
I think definitely today I felt very reflective, and so you've really captured that. Really, really nice. Thank you.
Great. Anastasia.
Oh, wow.
The symphony of purples.
So well put.
Reds.
And even look at the way the keys, you've etched them out. That's really lovely detail. Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you.
Neil.
Yes.
A different tonal quality.
And so much detail as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well done, Neil. Right, Yolanda.
Okay.
You know the deal. You can take one away with you, and only one.
Only one. It's so difficult. I think I'm going to go with Anastasia.
Karen's really surprised me because I feel like it's much more than just copying a photograph. The choice to leave the background in this kind of muted grey colour, it makes it look like it's a little fresco fragment that's been plucked off a wall, which is just delicious. It's sort of pure jazz, isn't it, what Anastasia's made? I think Yolanda's in the midst of all of this chaos, the performance and the rhythm. I think that's really impressive.
I loved watching Ramon paint. I'm really interested in the way he's dealt with the skin, and I love the hair. I love the softness of it.
Artists, thank you for sharing your creative talent with us today. It's been a pleasure watching you work, every one of you.
After discussing your portraits, our judges have chosen their shortlist of 3. The first artist is Ramon Adeyemi.
The second artist is Anastasia Olaru.
The third artist to be shortlisted is Karen Galea.
There's 3 worthy shortlisters. I can't split them. They're so inspiring. It's been a wonderful day. The whole experience was just fantastic.
To To decide who makes it through to the semi-final, our judges inspect today's paintings alongside the submissions, which our artists produced at their own pace.
Today was such a good day. This is the selection that you've come up with. Let's hear why.
It's interesting with Ramon because many of our artists reduce the scale of what they've got to do because they know they've got less time. But Ramon understood that he needed to be brave and he needed to go large. And I think it has paid dividends in his painting because with Yolanda today, he's managed to capture intention, the way in which she holds her head. He's captured something of Yolanda's presence very effectively.
So Karen took a photo, printed it, used carbon copy paper to copy an outline. I actually think I could do that.
Yes.
So what is it that she did today that's put her in the final three?
She did the other 3 hours and 59 minutes.
Of course.
That you couldn't do. That I couldn't do.
But what is that? What is that?
Karen's portrait of Helen today is photorealistic, but it feels very organic compared to her submission. There was painting going on. You know, her submission is amazing. We can't believe how she's done it.
Yeah.
And what's happened today, just by being here and being forced to rethink her process, something warmer, something more interesting, something more engaging has appeared.
Okay. Finally, on to the warmth of Anastasia. I mean, she's a warm person, and her artwork is warm.
Anastasia's artwork is expressionistic. It's all enveloping. It makes you feel safe and secure. And it's got a wonderful movement to it and a lovely mood to it.
I love the way that she painted the saxophone. Everybody else was so allergic to it. And she knew that she had to find a shorthand for it not to look like a cliche. And actually what she's done is very sophisticated.
Well, there you go. We have 3 artists. We need 1 artist.
Ramon, Karen, Anastasia, congratulations for making it to the shortlist. However, only one of you can go forward to the semi-final.
The artists that the judges have selected adapted their style and made some intelligent decisions, resulting in a sensitive likeness of their sitter. That artist is Karen Galea.
I feel overwhelmed and I'm over the moon. I'm so happy.
Karen is just a stunning artist. Yeah, I mean, absolutely deserved to win this one.
Loved it.
What Karen produced today was full of feeling and yet technically astonishing. To be able to produce a painting with that finish within the time frame, I've never seen that done before.
Congratulations. We'll be seeing you.
For the semi-final, I'm sure it will be another day of great experiences. And yeah, looking forward to it.
If you'd like to find out more about the competition, go to Sky Arts ArtistofTheYear.tv.